Greetings, YouTube. Welcome to Sonari Gaming. I'm Sly. This is Camerface.
Yo!
And today we're doing games of the generation. So we're going to split that. We've got a couple of caveats, but we're going to split that into our favorite games on Xbox One S, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and then we'll go through the genres. A couple of little rules there is something like if they're not out yet, like Cyberpunk, we'll just consider games like that are coming out in the next month or so to be next generation. We're just not going to include that. Time of recording is sort of early mid-November, so just to give you context of when that is. So don't murder us if something is come out by the time you watch it, and we'll just go through the genres there, and if we get stuck there'll probably be heavy editing where we're checking, oh crap, what's in this genre. So if we even played it at all. Just jumping in there, one of the other rules we didn't mention before is it can't have come out on a previous console and then be ported to this generation.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So something like GTA 5 came out on PS3 and then it was moved forward into PS4. So something like that wouldn't count in these rules. So anything where it's came out before, like Skyrim, for example. Skyrim came out a long time ago and has been ported onto everything. So just sticking that out there. But yeah, without further ado, favorite three games of the generation for each of the three consoles.
Right.
And
so
unfortunately,
should we go?
Do PC.
We don't do PC. No, we don't do PC, do we?
No.
All right. So how about we do? Let's start off with the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
All right. So PlayStation 4. Well, who's yours?
So there's a couple of contenders. I mean, originally I thought it was going to be something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but when I played that, it just didn't hit the mark. And you could probably guess what my thing is going to be. I mean, I might as well put my hand on that. But Death Stranding ultimately is for PS4 for me. I mean, there's a couple of contenders, but I think out of everything that stands out for me is certainly the most influential. And if you looked on the PlayStation, you'll see that's the most amount of time I put into a game. So yeah, definitely that for me. But how about for you for PS4?
PS4. So see, I have a PS4, but I never played a PS4. So I'm gonna have to pick something that we've played on our channel.
Definitely.
And what's the thing? As much as I hate to say it, I would say Borderlands 3 because that's the game we've played the most on the PS4.
Okay.
It's not my favorite game, but it's probably the favorite game I've played on the PS4. Yeah.
Brilliant. BL3 for you then?
Yeah, BL3. Yeah.
Cool. It's a good game. It's not a bad game. I know you weren't overly keen on it, but it could have been much worse. There's much worse games to choose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's probably why I would have mentioned something else, or why we wouldn't have done it for 9 episodes?
I think it was 11.
11 episodes. So if you guys want to check that out, go and check it out on our channel. That's the one. Go and check out that playlist. But now for Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo Switch, what was your game of the generation?
Easily stands out for me, Breath of the Wild. If you held sorry?
The Link one, the Zelda Link.
Yeah, I mean, what made it so? Because I'm not into Zelda. Zelda games are not something I generally like. Breath of the Wild does not play like a Zelda game. It's so different. It changed so much of the ground for like action adventure RPG games. It's insane. To the point now where you got 2 or 3, or you got 5 or 6 games you can point out that are coming out or have just come out. Phoenix. Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Windbound, etc. They're all basing what they look like and the way that they play on Breath of the Wild. It just redid what it did. If you held a gun to my head and said you have to pick one game from the generation, you can only have one, it would be Breath of the Wild. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
How about you?
Play a little bit of it.
I think you did. We did like. It never made it. Did it make it onto the channel?
No, the recordings messed up, and it was like, we could have done it again, but then we're like, we'll just do something else. We ran out of time.
Yeah, and it was mostly puzzle sections in the game, and they're quite a challenge, so to say the least. But I mean, there's just so much in that game. It's so well done, and it looks amazing. And I can see why people have taken that model and are using it for other games now. It's just started a trend. But how about you for Switch?
Pokemon.
We have played a few on the Switch. Yeah.
Straight up. How could you not choose Pokemon on a Nintendo console?
Well, I didn't think it was going to be your first choice.
It was it was incredible. Like it was really good. Just I just kind of brought a lot of memories back. So a lot of we completely changed our style of recording this type of video. Like before, it was more of a versus thing. We just normally have a normal chat, but this time we actually got proper involved in it. We did some voices. What worked really well. I think we did 12 episodes.
The original English dub.
If you hear it now, it's very
before
different.
the series came out. Oh yeah, if you listen to our voices, you'd be like, what the fuck? They don't sound like anything like the real ones. And you're like, yeah, but we did it before they had voices.
Yeah, we sound like an abridged version where it's just
dot dot dot.
But yeah, definitely check that one if you guys haven't seen that before.
That was fun. I mean, it's and that's their first sort of foray into a proper full Pokemon title on the Switch as well. I mean, when you look at it, I mean that for a full title original Pokemon game, not the spin-offs like Pokemon Go and Snap, etc., but they've kept that formula all the way through with their tactics. And I suppose it is like a turn-based RPG essentially in terms of the battle system. But it's kept strong for a reason, and that some things that game didn't do well, and there's some things that game did really well. I think the only takeaway that I don't like from it was that character, that little brother. He was so annoying. Hop the fuck off. Hop his back. But no, it was a good game, and it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I disliked about it is that the gym sessions lasted for too long. I think 8 is too much. I think once we get to the 6th one, that's when we should start battling harder people and everything like that. It's just because I think you can even notice in our recordings as well. It's by the 6th one, it's like, come on, let's get to the end, kind of thing. So yeah. But other than that, it was really good graphics, good Pokemon, and generally a good game. Really good game.
I suppose we were a bit overpowered, weren't we? Because you did a bit of grinding. That was you're right. We went in a different direction with it. We did all the voices. It was the first time that you had your own little videos on the side, the little 0.5s where you're leveling up and you're showing people all the extra things that we weren't covering in the main videos. But yeah, it was fun to do.
Cool. So now Xbox.
Xbox One or Xbox One S.
Xbox One.
And, so what's your choice? Or do you want to go last?
I'll go last.
Go last. Mine's ridiculously obvious. Halo Master Chief Edition. Such a good game. And I know that's kind of cheating, but it is cheating because they're all just remasters, really.
It's kind of like
it did only come out as a collection like that on the Xbox One. So I'm going to put that there. If I'm told off by someone, I'll try and think of something else later on. Maybe we can come back to it at the end. But it's definitely that. I mean, we've played it on the channel, and it's just going back and having a lot of fun with it. We can just keep dipping into that series for a long time. It's so much fun. But how about you?
Yeah. In between Halo, Call of Duty,
nice.
Black Ops 4, a bit of some FIFA 19, if I remember rightly.
Don't want to save that for sports.
What else? There's just so many games on that console. I've just got like Diablo 3, a real good one.
But that came out in 2012. That came out before, so it don't really count.
I know, but it's a tough one. That's Jump Force.
Jump Force, nice one.
Jump Force, 100%. Just I love that anime. I love all the characters that go into that particular game. And the selection, the actual fighting, hands down, probably the best game for me since I don't know, maybe Tekken 3. I would say for me.
Wow.
At least the fighting game was high praise.
It's good. What about the? Is there anything you would change for a sequel?
For what do you mean?
So if they made a sequel to Jump Force, I mean, I've not looked. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. What's one thing you want to change?
Storyline could do with some improvement, I would say. Fighting wise, it's really good. Characters kind of limited. Well, there are a lot of characters. There's what, about six per thing, 6 per anime series. But it could be, there could be more variations, other characters that could be really brought in. Maybe there's some other characters that have just come in now as a DLC that I'm not aware of. Or will be coming out as a DLC that I'm not aware of. But other than that, generally it's one of the best fighting games I've played that had just had so much, just so many options.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice one. So we'll start breaking it down per genre now, but you got R3 for the main consoles there. Put your own in the comments below. First one to touch on is action adventure, which I mean I've already covered. The sort of list goes on with like things like God of War, Death Stranding, Breath of the Wild, and so that makes mine Breath of the Wild automatically, unfortunately. But in terms of action adventure, how about you for the generation?
Does Diablo 3 count?
No.
It was such a good game. I want to put it in there somewhere.
I know, but it's not that generation.
Oh, that's a generation. So action adventure.
Red Dead. I don't know if you played Yakuza.
No, I never played that.
Devil May Cry.
I didn't like it.
Monster Hunter.
No, I never played that.
Hellblade.
Nope.
Nier.
Nope.
You play video games?
I do play video games.
Tomb Raider.
On the mobile.
Tomb Raider.
Nah, it's not. Nah, not really.
Devil May Cry. Oh, I said that.
You know what? Far Cry New Dawn.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
There we go.
I'll give you that. Definitely.
Or what's the other one called that we played with Lethal?
Division 2.
Division 2. Yeah.
That was
both
good.
Of them banging games.
Yeah. Nice.
Both are.
Cool. As a late shout, if there weren't games as good as things like Death Stranding and Breath of the Wild and things like that could have been on that list, I probably would have thrown Watch Dogs Legion on there, actually, because I've been playing that recently and really enjoying it. I just need to tidy up some of the glitches that seem to happen, but apart from that, it's really good. Okay, so the next one is first-person shooter.
Well, I guess Call of Duty 4 count. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. That counts, right? Yep.
Yeah, that counts.
Go. Happy days. It's so many good times playing with my mates playing zombies. And if you haven't seen the one that Sly played, I think it was on the
Finland 5 challenges for Sly.
Yeah, that's the one. So nice. Go and check that one, definitely.
Finland takeover playlist.
Yep. But there are so many good shouts you could do on each console.
It makes it tough. The first-person shooter. I've got a couple noted down. I've got the remake of Modern Warfare and the remaster, but I wouldn't count necessarily the remaster, but the remake with the new I forgot the captain's name now. But mine personally is Borderlands 3. Because that's the first person. See, this is where we would enter territory of something like Cyberpunk if we could count it in this generation, but we can't. And obviously I've not played it yet, so we're counting Cyberpunk as next generation. But for me, it's Borderlands 3. But there are a lot of first-person shooters around. Wolfenstein was quite good.
That's a good shout.
Yeah, so first person. Are you saying Black Ops 4 then with the zombies?
100%. Yeah,
nice.
100%. Black Ops 4.
Oh, crap. I meant to be noting these down. Third-person shooters.
It's a tough one, man. I mean, the Division, does that count? Because you're not technically in the actual person to actually shoot.
Yeah, that is third person. I mean, I will give that to you because I would say Division is predominantly a shooting game. So, I mean, definitely can put Division 2 in there.
Sweet. Boy. You're going to get some more episodes of that coming soon.
Yeah, definitely. I'm finding it hard to pick one, actually, or think of any. Do you know what? Would you count? But I don't think it necessarily counts as a third-person shooter. I don't think Watch Dogs is technically a third-person shooter, even though there's third-person play and shooting in it. It's more of an action-adventure, but it is in third person. What else is a third-person? Let's have a look at third-person shooters. So, third-person shooter games, according to whatever site I'm on, they shall not be named, It's got some titles on there you consider action RPGs. I suppose a third-person shooter game is more of an action RPG game these days. It's got things like Resident Evil, Uncharted, and Uncharted's a good shout, but I would probably class that more as an action adventure. Division 2 is definitely on there.
Yeah.
Do you know what? In that case, I'm going. Oh no, it's not.
Are we picking the same one for once?
No. I'm not picking the Division.
Oh,
no.
It was a good one though.
It was all right. It's a solid 6.5 out of 10 for me. That means it's good.
The levels of this guy, guys.
Well, bad. If it was bad, it'd be a 4.5. If it was terrible, it'd be like a 1 or a 2. But six, yeah, 5. Let's say 5.5 to 6.5 is good. Well, certainly 6 to 6.5 is good. 7 is decent, and then it sort of shoots up from there, doesn't it? Resi 2. I did enjoy Resi 2.
As a remake, though, surely. Or remaster,
remake. It's a remake, so I can get away with it. If it was a remaster, I couldn't. So they made it from the ground up, but it's pretty much the same game, but they made it from the ground up. I'm going to class that. I've got other options for horror, so I'll take that.
We've got a horror version. I don't even think I've even played a horror game in years.
Last section we got for shooter, and I have a feeling you won't have one for this one. Go on, what were you going to say?
No. If it's a shooter, go on.
Shoot 'em up, which is more of an arcade. If you can think of an arcade shooter, I'll give you that.
Ooh, go on. You say yours first.
So mine's Shikondo. That I did play on the channel. Fantastic game. I think we played it twice on the channel. I might have played it twice on the channel. Once with me and then once, I think, with Graham. Anyway, really good shooter. So it's Korean mythology in an arcade shoot 'em up. Amazing graphics. It plays really well.
Okay.
Definitely that.
I'm just trying to give me some names.
Okay. Raiden. Raiden 5.
No played.
Tengoku Special Mix. Nope, don't look at your face. Let me go a different direction. If we can think of maybe a platform game with shooting elements. I like Metal Slug, but Metal Slug didn't come out at all in this generation, obviously. But if you can think of games that you might have played some on your phone that would be classed as sort of shooters or arcade shooters.
No. Play Crossy Roads. There's the frog that jumps over. I've got the balloon one, and then I've got the Ebony.
But... we forgot Terminator Resistance for first.
No, I haven't forgotten about it. That's my horror.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to pick one if you can't find one.
Shoot up. I know this is going to have to be cut.
Yeah, because it will come up with every shooter under the sun, but we're specifically looking at more arcade type shooter than anything.
I know it's going to come to me later on, so yeah, I'll come back to that.
It's probably one you've played that qualifies for something like that. So the next one up on the list is RPG, role-playing game. Obviously, this covers things like Witcher, would cover Skyrim, but we're not counting Skyrim as part of this generation. Final Fantasy VII, Pokemon series, Shadow of Mordor, things like that, or your classic Japanese JRPGs if you play any.
Okay. All right. Ebony,
is that an RPG or is that a tactics game?
It's more of a tactics game. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Pokemon.
Nice.
Pokemon. I can't think of any others. I mean, Fairy Tail was good, but it was all in Japanese. I prefer it if it had some English stuff to it, but I can't think off the top of my head. So yeah, I'm going to choose Pokemon.
Cool. I'm going to pick what I've written down for my pick is not this generation. I've just realised, so I'm going to say Final Fantasy VII Remake, which would have been my second choice. So yeah,
that's fair.
Because I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the when we played through the demo. I enjoyed the first few levels we did. It just kind of killed itself for me a little bit. But I think it's the way that we played it, or I played it on the channel. It was the first time lockdown came around, and we were sort of intending to play that together, and it didn't quite work out that way. And I think the way that I ended up playing it killed it a bit for me. But it is a really good game. It looks amazing. They've done a really good job with it. So that's a 7 out of 10 for me, that one. But it classes as RPG, so I'll pop it there.
Nice.
Next one is, you might find a bit difficult, driving game. But I do know how much you love that WRC game that we played.
No.
There must be a driving game that you've played that you enjoyed, though.
I mean, other than Mario Kart, but I'm thinking
I'll take kart games, yeah.
But N64 days though, not this new stuff.
I know, but it's got to be this generation, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the one called?
Forza Horizon.
Forza Horizon. That was a really good one.
Fantastic graphics in that game. It did look amazing.
We're going to be doing that on our lockdown series at some point.
Yeah, when we get around to recording it.
Goddamn lockdown.
Fucking pandemic, specifically for that. But for everything else as well. So, I mean, I've got a few things written down. I mean, you mentioned Mario Kart. Mario Kart was pretty cool. I mean, it's not my favorite driving game of this generation, but the Mario Kart we did play on the channel, which was our first video, was a laugh. CTR was really good. I played all through that, but I played more of it on the Switch than I actually played it on the PlayStation. Mind you, it still count. I'm going to go with Wreckfest because of the graphics and just some of the silly things that you can do on that game. And I enjoyed playing around on that and driving around on a sofa and a lawnmower. And it's more of a destruction game than it is exactly, more of a destruction derby game than a racing game. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, so that's going to be my pick for driving.
Nice.
Brings us on to the next genre, which is horror.
Terminator, Resistance.
Yeah, you are.
That scene. That scene.
That counts.
No, it counts. That scene.
You couldn't sleep for nights.
It was uncomfortable. It was horrific. You can't see.
Those of you not aware, it has a first-person sex scenes in it.
That was scary. Nah. When that. Oh no!
But you seriously can't think of another horror game.
I can't think of anything.
I'm gonna put Terminator.
Scarier than that. There have been some moments in that game, and other than that little sex scene as well. You know, when you see the robots, and you know it's coming for you, but
there were intense moments in that game. Yeah, I mean they did well developing that. They did well. I'm gonna go for
I can't get out
burned into your memory.
No.
I'm gonna go with, and there's a few things that could go here. Soma I really enjoyed. Resident Evil 7 I enjoyed, but it's got to be Alien Isolation, which is on my top games list of all time. So I'm going to go with Alien Isolation. That was really well done.
Nice.
Yeah, enjoyed that one a lot. Next one.
I tried getting into Alien, but it's just they had the spiders that kind of like it's not spiders, but
face hugger. Yeah.
And I'm a person that's just afraid of spiders. Like, if it's like on the one the other side, I will start to look for a suitcase and pack my stuff and go in somewhere else. Sly can vouch for that.
Definitely. Next one, I think I know your answer because you've kind of already said it was something else, but it's fighting game.
Oh, Jump Force.
I'm gonna go with Mortal Kombat 11. Because it's an old school style fighting game. They did really well with it. I really enjoyed this one. Preferred it to 10 or X. So, I'm going to stick it on there.
Well, I will say, I'm going to do a shout out to Dragon Ball. What was the other one that we played?
Oh, Fighter Z.
Yeah, Fighter Z. Banging game. Really,
it looked amazing, that game.
Yeah.
And Super Smash Ultimate actually was really good this generation.
Definitely. So any of those four definitely worth playing.
And no shout out to My Heroes 1's Justice 2.
It's a good fighting game, but it's just so simple. It's just too simple.
Yeah.
I mean, if they, you remember that last spoilers alert if you haven't played it or you haven't seen the rest of it, but there's a big thing at the end, and if they had more of that throughout, it wasn't just one person constantly facing another person. I mean, half the time it didn't seem like they were really trying to fight you much anyway, which made it easier for me to talk over it, of course. But I liked the game. I liked the moves and all that, but
wasn't much of a
it was missing.
challenge.
No. Exactly. Whilst
That's fair enough.
Dragon Ball's Fighter Z was just epic. Like it just got really it got really difficult at some points when you get to a certain level.
Nice.
Like the combos.
Nice. And on that Kamehameha, move us over to puzzle games. This is where I'm stumped because I had played puzzle games, but they've not been from this generation. And I played games with puzzles in it, but they're not technically puzzle games.
I guess that's the same with for me. Oof. Oh wait, I'm sure didn't we play some sort of puzzle game where you tried to figure something out? Like how do we do this?
Yeah, that was but that was like a Mega Drive game technically. The Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or
No, that's more like Tetris. If anything. No, we try to complete a game like Grandier's got some puzzle bits in it, isn't it?
No, not really. Well, no, not really. Grandier's definitely an RPG or tactics. You could look at both being tactics.
It's a tough one for puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, even when I type it in, I don't think.
I mean,
I know. I don't like the answer, and it wouldn't be my choice, but it's the only one I can think off my head that we did play. That is technically a. I suppose you could call it a board game.
Golf.
No, golf. Is Fort Boyard.
Oh, that was alright.
Yeah, that's probably the only puzzle game that we played. Did we play any others in the cup? We must have played more puzzle games in the versus cup because it's the kind of game that works.
Other than the golf game, no.
Oh, I see what you mean. Golf Peaks.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is technically a puzzle game. Battleships is technically a puzzle game.
Oh, Battleships is my show then.
Did it come out this generation or was it ported to this generation from the previous one?
I don't know. I don't think it had it in the previous generation.
Yeah, the only other ones.
I can never done. Yeah.
I'll say Golf Peaks because I enjoyed playing that, and I played that a long time on my own afterwards as well. So.
See, I think I'll go for Battleships. Yeah, Battleships is nice.
Oh,
we got
I mean, I would say, I mean, it's technically tactics, but you couldn't think of one for shoot 'em up. So why don't you put Shell Shocked in there? Because it's still technically shooting. I'll give you that. People aren't going to be happy with that, but if you can't think of a shoot 'em up, we'll wedge it in there. It's more like Worms. Yeah, it's tactics. Yeah, but there is shooting.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll have that one. I did like Shell Shocks. I haven't played that in ages though.
Next one you kind of already answered is Tactics. Tactics game of the generation. And you've said Evany. I don't know if you want to keep it as that.
Yeah, it's the only game I've played consistently for the last 6 months.
And it's not on the 3 consoles we're talking about.
Not at all. It's just, I think maybe it's because it's handheld. Maybe it's because it's like attached to your phone. Or like the fact that you have to keep going with this. Yeah, you can play on the toilet. I remember like I did this monster killing thing, 13 hours straight. And I got 23 mil or something like that.
Bloody hell.
But it was obviously I got number 1 for it because no one else is going to play 13 hours straight.
Yeah.
But I'm doing well with the game now, and it's good. It's good. Level 28.
Nice one. I've put Mario plus Rabbids or Mario and Rabbids. That was really well done for a tactics game, but could have picked something like XCOM 2. I really enjoyed, but I was terrible at. It was just too much of a challenge, unfortunately. But I enjoyed Mario versus Rabbids, which is like the kids' version of it. So that's about my skill level with that kind of game. But It was fun. There's a Transformers one that's just come out as well that I was half thinking about trying, but yeah, it depends if it's difficult or not, I guess. Next genre is platform games.
So we played easier ones.
Yeah, we played several though. We've done Crash and Sane Trilogy. We've done Mario Odyssey, which is my pick because that's a 3D platform game. So there's a few on there that we've done. I'm trying to think of others off the top of my head, but I'm sure we've done a few platformers.
I mean, Xbox doesn't really have those. Well, I mean, it does. I mean, okay. If you can choose the same one again, I'll just choose Pokemon. Platform game. There we go.
That's not a platform game.
It is a platform game. It came on a Nintendo.
That doesn't make it a platform game.
Yeah, because it's exclusive only to Nintendo, so it's like it's a
Why does that
platform
make it
game.
a platform game?
Because it's on
There's
the
no
platform of the Nintendo
elements on it.
Switch.
Insane Trilogy came out. Did that not come out on Xbox as well?
No.
Is it not
Insane
out on
Trilogy.
Xbox? It's definitely out on Switch as well. I don't know if it's out on Xbox. Mario Odyssey's my pick there. But I did play other ones like Omega Strike. I don't think we played. I thought we did, but we didn't end up playing many platform games. I mean, you could cheat and say Dreams because we played a lot of games in there, and there definitely was a platform game in there that we played where we were jumping across platforms. Wallace, the Wallace one had had a lot of platform elements to it.
Oh, you're talking about going from one different stage to another?
No. There were actually in Dreams. We played several games that were technically platform games. The Wallace and Gromit was one of them, and then we did play like Sonic and versions of like Mario and things that people created in there. So you could say Dreams, and that's such a generalization because it's not really a platform game. But we did play a lot of platform games on there.
Tough one. Go for Dreams. Yeah, I go for Dreams. It was a good game, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things on there, and it's one of those things that you can do. It's handy for videos, that's for sure. But it's not a game could spend hours of my own playing. It's just it's quantity over quality on there, I think. Some are a lot better than others, some are terrible. We played it when it first came out a lot, so people were still building stages and things. I'm sure there's a lot more now where it's finished and they're a lot further along, but when we played it, not so much.
Yeah, it's been almost a year since we played that as well.
Yeah. Got a couple more genres left to cover. I have a feeling we're going to pick the same one for the next one, which is sports.
Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Pro Skater 1 and 2. The platform game.
Does that count? Yeah. I got my answer for both of them then.
Tony Hawk's, yeah, that was cool.
It's sports, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a remake as well, so it does count. It's not a remaster. So if you want that.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy that as much as what else have I put down here? There's a few things I put down, but I'm going to go with FIFA 19. I really enjoyed that. I think that was one of the
FIFA
better ones.
Was a good one.
20 and 21, I'm not fussed about.
Have you played 21 yet?
Yeah, I've had it a while, and I played it for a bit, but it's the same as, where the difference between EA and PES is in terms of, and I don't mean the games themselves, I mean the company. PES have gone, do you know what? It's the same game, but we've updated it a tiny bit. Here you go, and it's cheaper, and we're calling it the update for 2021. And EA have gone, right, how can we make as much money as possible? Right, it's the same fucking game. It's got new skins. It pretty much does everything the same, but we're going to charge people the full price of a game. So that was the difference between the two, because I played both. And FIFA 21, I'm not impressed. It's the same as FIFA 20. There's no difference. It's ridiculous. There's barely any difference. It's insane. In fairness, a little bit of the manager mode has been improved, but not enough to warrant anything. I think the last biggest leap and the best one they had was FIFA 19.
19 was good, really good.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't pick Monster Mutant Football League or something.
No, won that. I'm just glad it was over, to be honest.
We must have played.
There was something else. We played
Mario
loads.
Tennis.
We did a frisbee game.
We did. We played. Not only did we play Windjammers, we played the other one. Disc Jam.
What was Gang Beasts? Gang Beasts has to
That's
be
a party game, I think.
We haven't done any party games.
We could do party game.
Party games.
NBA 2K20.
Oh, that was a good game.
Ashes Cricket. That was a brilliant. That's a one-off in a generation. That fucking game. What else have we played? Sports.
Loads of sports.
See, there's one. I don't want to say it out loud because I'm saving it for another one. Brilliant. So the next one is indie.
I got one. It's not my favorite, but it's just the one that just popped into my head.
Go on then.
Yeah. Coffee Talks.
Bloody hell. Can I throw one out there?
Go on then.
Rocket League.
Oh, that is an indie game?
Started as an indie game.
Yeah.
But didn't it start on PS3 and Xbox 3? When did it come out? Let me Google that. Might not be able to use it.
What about Streets of Rage 4? That's surely an indie game.
No, that's not an indie game. That's not an indie game.
I don't even know what's an indie game nowadays.
That could have been. It's not really a platformer. It's a beat 'em up. We haven't done beat 'em up.
We haven't done beat 'em up. Well, that's the beat 'em up answer, I guess.
I'm looking for indie game. Rocket League release date July 2015. Where's?
Oh, dude, there's some decent ones actually. I'm just thinking. I'm sorry, I'm just looking.
There's been some really good ones like Limbo and stuff, but I've not played them. I've been meaning to play them, but I haven't. I have played a lot of indie games.
Untitled Goose Game.
Goat Stimulator.
Goat Stimulator. There we go. That was a good game. I like that.
2005. No, it did come out on PS4 and Xbox One originally. So I'm gonna go with Rocket League because I've had a lot of fun out of that on different consoles. So I think we've probably played that on all three consoles at one point, even if it's not recorded on the channel for all three.
Probably.
Yeah, but there's been some other good ones. Huntdown was pretty cool. Omega Strike I liked. Soma would probably be there. I mean, I mentioned it for horror, but that was a really good indie game.
Okay.
You know, you've obviously found some more interesting things to say.
Than, because there was that. Because there was the. No. I mean, no, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying like Unravel 2. You know that game I wanted us.
Is that an indie game?
That's an indie game parody.
Is it? Who's developed it?
You
might be right. I think the first one was, and then it got massive. It's a puzzle platformer. It's a puzzle platformer.
Yeah.
Swedish studio, Coldwood Interactive, published by Electronic Arts.
Yeah, this site is not giving me no information.
So yeah, I mean, I'd say that's an indie game because it's developed by a Swedish studio. I mean, I don't know enough about Coldwood Interactive. Let's presume, or maybe assume, I'm making asses of ourselves. But cool. I mean, why not? Let's give you that.
Cool. Yeah. If you guys want to see that, hit that like button, guys.
I've forgotten what it was. What was it? Unravel 2.
Unravel 2. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because you can be blue and red, can't you? That's
exactly. It's in this year.
Nice. And you brought us to beat 'em up.
Streets of Rage 4.
So, which I missed. Yeah, I think that's going to be the same for me, to be honest. Beat. That was just so well done.
I mean, Galaxy, the other one, but it's on the other console, which is it's Galaxy. No, not Galaxy Fight. The other one.
Guardian Heroes.
That's the one.
That came out on Saturn. They ported it to. They just tarted it up.
Yeah. So it's a shame, but no, it doesn't count. All right, next. What was the next one?
I think we've hit it, unless it. I mean, now you said beat 'em up, that makes me feel like I've missed one or two genres. Puzzle game. We've done puzzle. Party game.
Party game.
Yeah. So I mean, it could be included.
There's so many.
I hate the idea of including something like Monopoly, but you probably.
Monopoly. Monopoly has some good times. What else has been good in Monopoly? I mean,
mine's got to be Gang Beasts, just because we had so much fun playing that. We must have only have played that for about 45 minutes, but it left such an impact compared to some of the games we played for the same amount of time or slightly more. That game was just so much fun.
Yeah, it was. I'm just trying to figure what else was good.
Yeah, we must have played more.
Oh, what's that new game actually that's been pretty good? I've been playing as well. Imposter.
Imposter, is that a party game?
It's a game that you can play with people and you have to figure out who's the killer.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's more of a crime game.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you just thrown another genre out there.
Oh, sorry, man. This video's going to go on for too long.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's starting to get to too many genres now, I think. I've not played a crime game for a long time. Not in this generation, I don't think. Oh, maybe I might have played some of the Sherlock game. Oh, no, I have one for that, if you do want to do a crime one.
Why not?
Call of Cthulhu. That was a crime game.
Cthulhu? Why does that sound familiar?
There was like a murder. Oh, it's I forgot his name. Lovecraft. It's a god. It's a god from another dimension. But Call of Cthulhu's a mystery. Something happens and he goes to investigate. And then he ends up doing another investigation and getting caught up in stuff. But it does count.
Oh, I can't think of one for the crime one other than that Imposter. Imposter game's really good. But for the party game, it's got to be Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Banging game. You know, Vital's way ahead of me on that as well.
Is he? Is that because
and he won't
played
play
the game so much?
me.
He knows all the limited questions that there are.
He doesn't. He just says he watches a lot of news, isn't it?
Does that help? That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I'm calling you out, Vital. You totally played that game enough to know like 80% of the answers or something.
Hey, Vital,
and then win the last 20%.
Yeah, don't be no scaredy cat. Come on, Vital. I'm calling you out. Come on.
Oh, dear.
Stop hiding behind your FIFA 21 and your...
Stop hiding and using your phone.
No, I'm in the same... But before this whole lockdown thing.
Oh, okay. So you did it in the same room.
I was in the same room as him. So
while you're asleep the evening before, he's like playing it.
But yeah, that's my shout. It's a good game. I'm calling you out, Vital.
Brilliant. So I think that calls an end to it. Let us know in the comments below what yours were. And just to finish this video up, and I think we all both know the answer to this, but what is your favorite game of the next generation you're looking forward to?
Oh, Diablo 4.
Nice.
Were you?
Cyberpunk. Wouldn't you know?
Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Comments below. And we'll see you again soon.
See us.